So we've been together for 7 years. We dated for 4, and then we've been married for about 3 years now. And we met here at Trinity Church. At first, I thought he was the most cockiest, arrogant guy there was on the planet. I would see him down the halls, and he would always, be there checking up on me. And I was like, maybe there's another side to this guy that, I was overlooking. Found out that he was the most humblest guy that you can ever meet.
I see she was getting chewed out. I think it was statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tutor professor was just chewing her out. And we both had the similar goals as far as our education. We both wanted to become nurses, so that was one of the driving forces that kind of pursued us to become closer. Kind of asked her out. She took some time to come around, but she finally did, and she said yes.
He waited a whole month before I gave him an answer. We were engaged when we decided to take the class, and one of the things was we wanted to be prepared in a successful marriage. My mom has never been married, and his parents never had a successful marriage, so we wanted to go in being fully prepared on how to make the most successful marriage that we possibly could, knowing that we didn't have that example set in front of us. We wanted to hear from other people and their experiences of how they lasted and how they're continuing to still thrive and grow within their marriage.
I felt with the SYMBIS, it kind of prepared us, instead of going in blindly, since we were actually engaged at the time frame, to actually be prepared and get the tools we need to have a successful marriage. So that's why we took advantage of the opportunity that was awarded for us with the class here.
One of the tools that I was able to take away from the class was the compliment sandwich, is what I call it. And it's pretty much where you say a positive thing about your partner or an aspect or interest that you like about them, and then you go ahead and state the problem or just the little issues that you may have that you want addressed. And sometimes, you start with one issue and you want to continue on with 10, but this exercise was you only pick one. Then after you address it, then you give a secondary reinforcement of a positive. So then that way you don't leave it with a bad taste in your partner's mouth that, okay, this is what you hate about me. So it was a compliment of something good, the issue, and then finally breaking off with something nice. And that exercise prepared us, because instead of having a mountain high of issues and then that one thing that breaks the camel's back, because you've been addressing it day by day, there is no mountain. So everything gets, squared out on the table and everyone knows what's going on and have areas to improve.
One of the tools that I took from the class was giving them one compliment a day, kind of just let them know, solidify them that, hey, I'm thinking about you, or I think this way about you, I'm constantly expressing myself towards you. Give one compliment a day, keeps the wife happy.
When we first got married, I would say the class kind of prepared us, because we kind of went into different roles of knowing exactly, okay, who's gonna wash the dishes. The expectations of who's doing what was already there, so that made it a lot easier. Of course, it's still gonna be challenging because you're living with a whole nother human being and their habits and their ways, and they may not clean the way how you want them to clean, or they may not do things that you're familiar with. There was this conflict sheet, and it's like from 1 to 10, how irritating or how bad is the issue for you that you have to address it or bring a concern. So, 1, it would be like the simplest, and 10 would be like you just have to address it. And I would look on the sheet and, realize, what, this is not a big issue. He's cleaning. It may not be to my standard, but he's cleaning. So acknowledge the fact that he's cleaning, so that way he can clean next time. So I would just say, oh, thank you so much, babe. Everything is great. Just won't make a big deal out of it and just applaud him for doing it.
As prepared as I thought I was, life tends to throw you a curveball. Simple fact, you're living with someone, you tend to see a different side of them. One thing I can say that kind of sustained me was the relationship with God, because within our marriage, it's built like a pyramid. Tichelle is on this side and I'm on this side. We're both not chasing each other, but we're both going after one goal, which is God. And within that, we'll meet together at the top. So that's the main purpose of our marriage. I could say one thing me and my wife tends to do to keep our marriage priority is date nights. Date nights kind of bring back the memory of that butterfly feeling we used to have when we first started dating, whether it's the movies, out to dinner, be a memory maker.
Yeah, that's true.
My name is Honorat.
And I'm Tichelle Honorat. And we are so grateful that we attended the SYMBIS class, because it definitely helped us prepare for our marriage and continue to strive to have a great marriage.